So you're playing Virtua Racing, and I thought this would be fun because... Are you going to press start?
I was listening to your
Don't
explanation.
listen. Nobody wants to listen to me talk. Will you do something here?
We need to stop filming on Fridays when you're grumpy.
It hasn't even been 30 seconds. So I thought this would be fun because you always say like you've never played an arcade machine, and then for the first time you got to play Virtua Racing Father's Day weekend with my dad.
Yeah.
And that was the first time you ever played that. Like, it's been in the house for like a year. That's the first time you played it.
Yeah, again, I just don't really have any interest. I don't have context for it.
What kind of context do you need?
Well, you're very attached to all this stuff because of nostalgia, and I just have other things I'd rather do.
But it's a racing machine that's sitting in your basement, and that's not fun and appealing to you?
You and I had to take a break from competitive games for watching.
I was fine. You were not okay.
ScarletSprites is not a very good winner. Let's just say that.
Let's not make it out to be like it's all me. It's you having meltdowns over losing.
The graphics are really hard on the eyes.
That's what I was trying to get to. That's what I wanted to see. So you played this. I'm going to stop your story where you were.
Yeah, I couldn't even focus on the story.
Because think about it. Like, so you played the arcade machine, which is the pinnacle of the hardware and the game. Like, that's what you walked into the arcade. You saw that big machine that we have in the basement. It's all lit up. And then there's like this polygon, like 3D racer that you're playing in the arcade. And it was mesmerizing. It was a big leap from, I had been playing like Final Lap 2, which is a Namco racer up until that point in the arcade. And that was just gone one day and replaced by this. And I thought it was amazing.
So this was high tech for its time.
So the arcade machine was, that was cutting edge for its time. I was just mentioning this. I want to say, like, I think Boeing or somebody helped.
Oh, 14th place.
Yeah, it's not good.
I thought I was doing better.
Helped Sega put that machine together, and it was like, I want to say it was like $30,000 or something like that, maybe even more, like for an operator to purchase because it was cutting edge technology. So it was cool to play in the arcade, but then to have it come out for Genesis. How are they going to make that happen? How's that game going to come out for Genesis?
Well, I don't feel like these graphics are that good.
So that's what I'm getting at. You played the arcade machine. Maybe you weren't wowed by it because it's not 1993 anymore, right?
It actually made me feel carsick too, like
well, that's
dizzy.
Good. That's good. Like it should. You should. It's an actual experience. So this is an equivalent experience to what you would have gone through back then. You play the machine. You're not playing it like every single day. You play it like once a week, maybe. Like you played it a couple days ago. You had that experience, but then if you want to play the game at home, this is what you get. So, first impressions, this versus your arcade machine. Like what do you think?
So I wasn't paying attention to the details. I think I was just thinking about the overall experience. And my feet didn't reach the pedals, so I was annoyed about that. And then, like I said, it just gave me a weird, like, queasy feeling. And I was sitting on the edge of my seat. And then I was also within 6 feet of your dad, and we are still social distancing. So I was...
Why are you even talking about? What is this analysis? Like, I don't even understand. Like, this is not what
there was a lot going on, so I wasn't really paying attention to the gameplay.
This is not the analysis that I or anyone watching wants to hear. Here's compare and contrast arcade to a home port. I thought this would be a really cool thing to do because you are experiencing it almost in a time capsule. You've played an arcade machine for the very first time, took a little break, and now get to play the home port. It's unbelievable that that's your breakdown. There we go. This is what they came to watch. You fumbling through menus.
Well, it just should be easier. Like, I don't understand.
You've done it how many times? Like a rat learns to press a lever after getting the reward.
Yeah, but I don't think this is a reward.
Yep. Same spot every time. Let off the gas when you go into that turn. You haven't learned
Why
anything.
don't you tell me when I'm coming up to it?
There's a map on the right that shows you the course.
You think I can interpret what that is? Where
Well,
am I on that?
You're
So you drive by looking at that
Well,
map?
you don't need to drive looking at it, but you can kind of glance at it quick. Like, so there's like a right turn coming here. See?
That's my request in the comment section, is who actually looks at that map when driving.
They have all these like fucking white knights telling you that that I don't look at that ever. But then they'll go and comment on somebody else's video, probably like on Mario Kart or something, and rip that person apart for not referencing the map. The other thing you can do, which I've said several times that you've yet to try, is you can change your perspective on the course by pressing the other buttons.
You haven't told me how to change the
So
perspective.
the top 3 buttons above like your gas will all change the perspective.
What do you mean my gas? What are you talking about? I have a controller in my hand. What's the gas?
What button are you pushing to make the car go right now?
That's B.
Okay, so
So
that
that's the
would be
gas.
that would be your gas,
So
right?
do I have a brake?
Yeah, C's your brake. Try a new course too.
Oh, you can do a new course? Are there only 3?
And you picked the same one.
What do you mean? There's I'm still on beginner, right?
But you can pick any one of those 3.
As beginner?
No, they're all
Well,
no.
why would I advance to the next level if I'm still just...
Because just to try something different
But
and
I
get
thought
off of.
we're trying a new view.
There you go. See, there's a cockpit view.
Oh.
I wouldn't really recommend this. It's too flat. There's no way you can see like really what's coming up ahead of you. It's more for effect than it is anything.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Well, then get out of there. I'm gonna jump in and play too.
Yeah.
I will say, this is hard split screen. Like,
Actually, this feels somewhat a little bit easier for me.
I figured I knew you would say something off the wall like that.
Well,
That's
it's
why we
smaller.
do these videos.
It's less for me to look at,
Yeah.
and my eyes naturally just go up. Like there's too.
What does that even mean?
There was just too much. There was too much going on. I was very overstimulated.
I just really wanted your take on Virtua Racing, having played the arcade, having played this. I didn't know you were going to talk about social distancing instead of comparing and contrasting things like I had expected, but I should have known better.
Well, I was annoyed that you made me play because I was then within 6 feet of the other player.
Right.
So
Do you want to try a different track? Like, people are like maybe tired of looking at this.
I would have had a better assessment and would have really thought about it and analyzed it, but I just wasn't given the assignment ahead of time.
Well,
Honestly, I can't even tell you what color the car was. I don't remember what the course looked like. I just remember that my feet didn't reach the pedals. And
this is terrible. All the ideas I had in my mind about like how cool this would be, like, oh, time capsule, somebody playing the arcade version before they've played the home port, like in 2020, and you just flush it down the toilet.
well,
What was the
I know that
experience
there
like?
was a
Did you enjoy
steering
it?
wheel.
Yeah,
So-
there was. What is that like? I mean,
That was harder. The arcade game was definitely harder than this.
Being
The
honest with
steering wheel was kind of hard because I've never played a game
Yeah.
where I had to use a steering wheel.
amazing. It's unbelievable.
I'm not lying. It's not like a cute shtick or something. I've never been in an arcade.
How have you never just like sat down and played like a racing game, like an arcade, like a Dave and Buster's even, with like a
No.
bunch of friends, like just
Nope.
sit down and it just is unbelievable to me that that's never happened.
I can't even remember a time where I've even been asked, like, do you want to go to the arcade? I couldn't even tell you where the arcade was in my town. Like, I just never...
I will say, like, I mean, it's partly your age.
Like, arcades were popular when you were in high school? And, like, you would drive to them?
Yeah, I mean, I used to go to Adventure Sports in Hershey, which was a miniature golf place, and it had an arcade, batting cages, that kind of thing. There's another place like that in Middletown.
This
So,
is chaos, by the way.
what's this track?
Yeah. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing at this point. It's just colors and shapes and.
Yeah, I think
This is way too hard.
we probably about run our course here. I've gotten all the information I'm going to get out of you for this.
Well, no, that was just interesting to hear that you were actually driving to arcades.
So that's the point I was making. I think it's a time thing. Like I in the mid '90s, when I'm a teenager driving, I was still able to go to an arcade, a functioning arcade. By the time I hit college, they were starting to phase out a little bit. Like by the early 2000s, they were not as easy to find.
Location as well. Like, I don't know, in the Midwest, there wasn't like a ton of stuff like that to do.
I don't know. You're talking about South Central Pennsylvania.
No, but you're next to Hershey, Indio Echo Caverns. Like, I'm naming all these like big places that are tourist.
I mean, Harrisburg. I mean, you can at
accessible.
least say it's the capital of the state.
You also went to the beach a lot. You played the arcade. I went to a lot of battleships and lighthouses and Native American burial grounds.
Again, like 3 things I never thought would be mentioned while doing this video tonight.
Well, that's what we did when we traveled.
Native American burial grounds.
Lighthouses and battleships.
That's unbelievable. Your parents are probably the boy, and I hope Julia and those guys, your grandma's not watching. I was just gonna say, I feel like your mom and John are the people, that would say like, we came on vacation to see things and do things as a family, and not to play video games. I used to get told that, like, you can play Nintendo at home. We're not spending money for you to go in the arcade. There's a whole ocean out there. Like it was just, and it's not, unique. Like, so many kids have that similar memory.
Do you ever lift your finger off of the B?
Yeah.
What do you do?
When you go into turns, like, so you
Oh.
know what I mean? So the car decelerates a little bit. I
Could
was telling you and my dad that when you guys were playing the real deal downstairs. Like, just take your foot off the gas when you go into the turn.
well, I could if I could reach it. I'm gonna make one comment.
All right.
I wish you would have told me to release the B, because every time I've played for the past, 30 minutes now, I keep the B held down.
There's a lot of editing to be done.
But I've kept the B held down the entire time.
I told you that, like, on the first thing, that you can take your finger off of that, and you've got a break. All right, I think we're done. Happy Friday, everybody! Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.